Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I was already discussing about diode and its operation. Next we will be looking into its application, one of the application, that is wave shaping circuit. Wave shaping circuit. So yes, the name clearly says everything. This circuit is used to shape the input wave. You have to shape the given input waveform. So it is just altering the waveform, or you can also tell removing the unwanted portion, not the complete signal, just the portion of the input signal. Say if you need only negative half of the waveform, and if you want to remove the positive half, then these wave shaping circuits will help you. Or if you need to shift the entire signal up or down, like above x-axis, or if you want to shift the signal below the x-axis, then again this wave shaping circuits will help. So it is just altering the waveform, or you are just removing the unwanted portion of the signal. By doing this, the other part of the signal should not get disturbed. So this is done without distorting the other portion of the signal. Yes. So first one is clipper. In clipper you have four types. One is positive clipper, and is negative clipper, other is positive biased clipper, and next is negative biased clipper. So there are four types. Again, positive clipper you have two. One is series positive clipper and shunt positive clipper. Again, in negative clipper you have two, same series negative clipper, shunt negative clipper. So yes, this is a wave shaping circuits. There are four, one of the wave shaping circuit is clipper, and under that there are four clipper: positive, negative, forward biased, negative biased. So first let's see about positive clipper. What is this positive clipper is that it clips only the positive half of the cycle. So which clips the positive waveform, positive half of the signal. See, say if this is the input signal, then if you are applying, or if you are passing the signal into the positive clipper, then what you will get is the positive waveform is clipped and you will be receiving only negative waveform. Yes. So positive clipper, it clips or removes the positive off cycle of the given input signal. If there is continuous AC signal, then your output signal will be just, yes, so entire positive signal is clipped and you will be receiving only the negative signal. So yes, let's see how it is happening. This can be done in two ways, as already discussed: series positive clipper and shunt positive clipper. First let's see about series positive clipper. First is series positive clipper. So this is the circuit for series positive clipper, diode, and then load resistor. This is very simple concept. This is the output. Okay, so let's name this as PQ, and this is diode, this is resistor R. Yes, so what happens when you give an input signal, yes, which has positive off cycle and also as negative off cycle? So you are applying an input AC signal. So let's see its operation. Just for understanding purpose, I'll draw here for the clear explanation. So this side is anode and this side is cathode. If anode is connected to positive and if cathode is connected to negative, then this is known as forward bias condition and diode is said to be closed. Say if diode anode is connected to negative and cathode is connected to positive, then this is said to be reverse biased and it acts as a open circuit. This is already discussed in the diode portion. So anode is more positive than the cathode. Here anode is less than the cathode, that is cathode is more positive. Here anode is more positive and here cathode is more positive. Just remember this concept. See, this is the positive off cycle you are applying first. Let's see for the positive off cycle. When you are applying a positive off cycle, this P becomes positive and Q becomes negative. You are applying positive to the cathode. We are applying positive to the cathode. So applying positive to the cathode is reverse bias. So this means that when positive off cycle is applied, diode is reverse biased. That means diode is in open condition. So when diode is in open state, no current flows across the diode, therefore no current flows through the resistor, hence output voltage is 0. So you will not get any output, no output. So we are applying a positive signal. Since diode acts as a reverse bias condition, this acts as a switch, that is open switch. No current will flow through the diode and hence no current will flow across the resistor, hence no output. Now you are applying an negative half cycle. So when you are applying a negative half cycle, this P will become negative and Q will become positive. Now you are applying negative to cathode. So applying negative to cathode is here. You are applying a negative signal to the cathode. So this is now in forward bias condition. So for a negative off cycle, diode is in forward bias condition. That means diode is acting as a closed switch. Hence current will flow across the diode and then to the resistor. Here you are taking an output across the resistor and hence the current flows. The entire voltage, that is entire output, you will be getting as such. So here if you see, you applied an input signal, yes, and now you received an output. So here positive, this positive part is being clipped. You are not receiving this positive part and that positive part is clipped. This is known as positive clipper. Positive clipper clips the positive portion of the given input signal by using a diode in a series connection. Here you are using diode in a series connection with the output resistor. That's why the name series. Next, let's see how it works in shunt. When it is connected in shunt, so here diode is connected in parallel with the load resistor. This is the output. So this is P and this is Q. Okay. Here again, this is the input signal. For positive off of the signal, what happens? So you are applying positive off of the signal first. hence P will become positive and Q will become negative. Here positive is applied to anode. Is this clear? Okay. So here if you see, the positive is applied to the anode. Here also the positive is applied to the anode. Hence diode is said to be in the forward bias condition and it is closed. So here diode is forward bias condition and diode acts as a closed switch. So the entire current which is flowing across the diode, and there is no current flowing across the resistor. So you will not, the diode is acting as a closed switch, so entire current is flowing through this diode. So no current is flowing across the output resistor, so no output, you will get no output. Next, what happens is that when you apply a negative off cycle, so when you apply negative off cycle, P is negative, Q is positive, so you are applying a negative voltage to anode, you are applying a negative voltage to the anode. So now the diode is in reverse bias and it acts as a open switch. So diode is reverse bias and it acts as an open switch. So when it acts as an open switch, what happens is that no current flows across the diode, entire current flows across the resistor and you are taking an output from this resistor. So the entire input voltage, that is negative part, will be received as such. So this is all about a positive clipper. You are just clipping the positive off cycle of the given input. This can be done in two ways, either connecting a diode in a series way or connecting a diode in a parallel way. So connecting a diode in a series way, this is the operation. Connecting diode in a parallel way, this is the operation. Just remember this concept alone. So next we will go about, we'll check on for second one is negative clipper. Negative clipper. So here also just remember this anode cathode. Anode is more positive than the cathode, so diode is forward bias and closed. Next is anode, cathode. Anode is less than the cathode, so this is reverse bias and diode acts as an open switch. In negative clipper also you have series negative clipper. So that means the diode is connected in series to the load resistor. Output. This is P and this is Q. So negative clipper which clips the negative part. So you will get only positive off of this cycle. Let's see how. See, you are giving an input signal. So first you are giving positive. So when positive cycle is given, P becomes plus and Q becomes negative. So positive is applied to the anode. So when positive is applied to the anode, which means that the diode is forward bias and diode is closed. So when this is closed, the current flows through the diode and then to the resistor. So you are taking an output from this resistor, so the entire voltage you will get as such to the given input. So now here positive off cycle is given, the diode is forward bias, that means diode is acting as a closed switch, so entire current flows to the diode and then to the resistor and you are getting an output, entire output. So you are receiving. What happens when negative cycle is given? When negative cycle is given, P acts as negative, Q will become positive. So when negative is given to anode, here if you see, negative is given to anode. So diode is reverse bias and it is in open condition. So diode is reverse bias and it is in open condition. So what happens when diode is in open condition? No current will flow across the diode, hence no current will flow across the resistor. Both are connected in series. The current will flow to the diode and then to the resistor, but here since the diode is in open condition, no current will flow through the diode and hence no current through the resistor. Therefore, you will not receive any output. Yes. So as this is the negative clipper where the negative part of the input is clipped, your output will be like this. Okay, next shunt negative clipper. So here voltage, so this is PQ. Again consider you are giving an input, you are giving an input. When input is positive, half cycle is given, this will act as positive and this will be negative. Here positive is given to cathode, so here positive is given to cathode. So diode is reverse bias, therefore diode is an open switch. Diode acts as an open switch. So when this is acting as an open switch, no current will flow across the diode and entire current will flow through the resistor. Since this is connected in parallel, this diode acts as an open switch, so no current will flow across the diode. This current which is coming will not flow across the diode because this is an open condition. Therefore, the entire current will flow across the resistor and you are taking the output from this resistor, so you will receive a complete input at the output. Now what happens when you apply negative half cycle? This becomes negative, this becomes positive. Negative is applied to cathode, negative is applied to cathode. So diode is in forward bias condition and it is acting as a closed switch, forward bias, and it is acting as a closed switch. So when this acts as a closed switch, the entire current will flow through this diode and no current will flow across the resistor and hence no negative part will be received. So here also if you see, the output will be like this. Just you will be receiving only positive half of the cycle, no negative half will be received. So negative clipper clips the negative part and gives only positive half cycle. This can be done by connecting a diode in a series way, that is why it is called series negative clipper, and this can also be done by connecting diode in parallel with the resistor, that's why this is called as shunt. Yes.